Up our postcard here for you. First thing I do want to note that there was an adjustment to our postcard size. Originally I had it as 4 by 6, but it's actually in fact 4 inches by 5 inches. The other thing I do want to note is in the postcard, this does have a different crop on it. When we do have our 11 by 17 version, I would like you to include most of your portrait and then total free rein when it comes to your postcard. So jumping right in, I'm just going to show you how I set this document up. So we have 2 pages. You don't want those to be facing pages, 4 inches by 5 inches. And then we have a bleed of 0.125. Pressing OK. I'm just going to slide this over here just to kind of show you guys. So grabbing your rectangle frame tool, I'm going to bring this in here, making sure that you include your bleed. So you should have it, if you bring your reference point up into the top left, you should have minus 0.125, minus 0.125, and this should now be 4.125 by 5.125. Selecting it, pressing Command D, and then this is where you go ahead and import your photo. Before you go ahead and press open, you do want to make sure that you have show import options on, because you might have multiple artboards set up, and that's where you can select the one that you do want. So in my instance, I had a couple different versions, so I'm going to make sure that I select the one that I want. Go ahead and move that into the place you'd like that to be, and call it a day. Just go ahead and, oops, sorry, another thing I do want to note before, I'll just go back in here again. When we do open that, so selecting the right artboard, and you always want to make sure you're importing it with bleed in case you do need to accommodate that extra little bit. So making sure here, obviously, that is all taken care of. 4.25 by 5.25. Apologies if I mix that up. Sliding that back in there just because I have that crop set up already. And then our second page is going to be our typographic element. So you guys are welcome to leave this, do this any sort of way. Put a little more thought than I did in my typography element here. I just used my name. You're welcome to use some sort of inspirational word, something that describes you. Maybe it's something that describes your element. It could be blank. You can also, in fact, do something like this. So it's absolutely up to you what you guys and how you guys want to treat your typographic element on there, as long as it's in there and it has a bleed. So saving that, now I'm going to export this as a PDF. Oh, sorry, one more thing before I do so. You always want to take a look at your swatches, and I like to select all unused swatches. So I do notice that I have a couple spot colors in here. So that means I'm going to go over to my artwork, and I'm going to go into my swatches panel and see where they're at. So I can see there's one here. So I'll go and double click that, color mode, CMYK, make sure you change this to process, pressing OK, giving that a save. And we'll just wait till that's done. And then back over into InDesign. And now we can just update that. Back into our swatches. Let's see if we can select all unused. Now we can delete that. I did use this orange Pantone over here, so I'm just going to double click that. Adjust that to CMYK. Adjust that to process, press OK. Now we're complete. And now we can Command E to make our PDF. So I'm just going to call this Kristen's Postcard, Adobe PDF Print, pressing Save. Want to make sure we're on press quality, high quality, either one of those. Marks and bleeds, you want to make sure you use crop marks, and we want to make sure that we use our document bleed settings that we've already included. Pressing Export. Waiting for that to complete, which shouldn't take too long. And I'm going to jump to another video showing you how we can get those all set up.